Hello again, this is Ace and it is great to be back. The last video got a fantastic response and I personally know some people who already have started playing. So without further ado, here is the Ascension guide. Ascension Tension. I will go over some of the things I went over in my last video, since not everyone will have seen it. To start, what are the types of heroes? Technically we have 3, but only 2 that actually matter. These are fodder heroes and ascended tier heroes. To see if the hero is ascended tier or fodder, you can go to portraits, which is if you go up, click on heroes, and then on the bottom right, just above chats, you have portraits. Okay, and then here you have the ascended tier heroes. And all these heroes in this section are ascended tier. If you keep scrolling down, you will eventually reach the legendary tier heroes, also known as fodder tier. If you're talking about a hero and you're not sure whether they are fodder or ascended tier, you can come to this section and you can find out. You can just double check and find out. Now that we know the types of heroes, we need to know what Ascension is. Ascension is the process of feeding heroes into another hero in order to strengthen them by increasing their level of Ascension. These levels are Rare, Rare Plus, Epic, Epic Plus, Legendary, Legendary Plus, Mythic, Mythic Plus, and then finally Ascended. Ascended tier heroes will always start at Elite, which is purple. Fodder heroes will usually start at Rare, which is blue, but if you're unlucky, you will get some as Elite Ascensions already. This isn't the end of the world. However, I would rather get an Ascended tier hero than an Elite fodder. So, how does Ascension actually work? All Ascension is done at the Tower of Ascension, which is in Ranhorn in the bottom left. You click on the Temple of Ascension and it takes you there. So, let's start with Rare heroes, which is the blue ones. So, to make a Rare hero, Rare Plus, you will need 3 of the same copies. So, we've got plenty of copies of Mirael, so we can just do it like this. We feed 2 Mirael copies into one copy, and that will make her Rare Plus. Okay, this you can usually do using auto send, and it will never really make a mistake unless you wanted to get some resources back without resetting, which costs 20 diamonds. So you would feed like a leveled up copy to a level 1 copy. So let's say this one is level 10, you would feed this level 10 copy into this level 1 copy, and that would return your resources. Okay, and like I said, you can just go auto ascend and it will automatically like ascend those heroes, and that's usually absolutely fine. So now to go from Rare Plus to Elite, you will need to feed a Rare Plus copy of a hero, another 2 Rare Plus heroes of the same faction. So you can see it in the top left here, so which can be any. So for this section you need a little bit more planning, but it's still pretty straightforward. Okay, so I am going to feed Morvis and Angela to Mirael, and that will make her an Elite hero. Okay, for her to become Elite Plus, I will need another Elite Mirael. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Mirael here to Lightbearer faction Rare Plus heroes. So I'll put an Angelo and a Mirael in, and I will have another Elite. So now we have 2 Elite Miraels. So we can go here, we can just feed her into herself, and that will make her Elite Plus. Okay, so to show you Elite Plus to Legendary, we are going to go to this fantastic image that I found on the AFK Arena wiki. Let me just pull it up. Let's see. Aha, there we go. So we have our Elite hero. So as you can see, going from Elite Plus to Legendary, you require 2 Elite Plus fodder of the Lightbearer faction to proceed, okay? So just remember, always use fodder tier heroes such as Mirael, Hogan, or Angelo, and like I showed you before, you can go to the portrait to see which are fodder tier heroes, and you want to get them to Elite Plus, and then you can use them to feed an ascended tier hero like Estrilda here. Okay, so once you've done that, you will have a legendary tier hero. Okay, and then to go from legendary to Legend Plus, you will need an Elite Plus copy of the same hero. So if it's Estrilda, you will need an Elite Plus copy of Estrilda. If it's another Ascended tier hero, you will need the same copy as that hero. Now, note, do not feed Ascended tier heroes into an Ascended tier heroes. Like, there are rare cases where it's okay, but 9 times out of 10, it is not worth it, okay? So, yeah, just please don't do it. Like, unless you know what you're doing, do not feed Ascended tier heroes into other heroes, okay? Bad idea. Also note, do not ascend a Ascended tier hero from Epic Plus to Legendary unless you have another Epic Plus copy that will allow them to become Legendary Plus. This because you might get stuck at Legendary, since the hero pulls, like for Ascended tier heroes, are RNG, so you will be at the mercy of RNG. So it's a really bad idea to ascend to Legend tier before you're able to make them Legendary Plus tier, unless there's a guaranteed way of getting more copies. For example, from the Labyrinth store, there's some Ascended heroes you can get there, so then it's fine. But the general rule of thumb is don't ascend to Legendary tier until you can ascend them to Legendary Plus. It is a big trap players fall into, and it will really slow down your progress if you get stuck. It's actually kind of okay to make Legendary tier heroes into Legendary heroes, because you're going to get quite a few of them, so you're going to quite reliably be able to make them Legend Plus, and that's where they stop. They can only be ascended to Legend Plus. So like Mirael, she can only go to Legend Plus. Hogan, he can only go to Legend Plus. Same with Morvis and Angelo. But they have a use, which is the next part. So once you have an ascended hero at Legend Plus, you will need Legend Plus fodder to continue. So to go from Legendary Plus to Mythic, you will need Legend Plus fodder, and then from Mythic to Mythic Plus, you will again need Legendary Plus fodder. Now that you've made it to Mythic Plus, you will need 2 more elite copies of that hero to reach the final ascension, which makes her an ascended hero. Congratulations, you now have an ascended hero. All it took was a total of 8 copies and a ton of fodder, 2 elite pluses and 2 legendary pluses. It might not sound like a lot, but trust me, it is a ton. You can additionally ascend heroes from this point by feeding them an Elite Plus copy of themselves in order to give them stars for a small boost, and you can do this up to 5 times. Each time they will receive a star. Honestly, this boost in power is negligible, and it is far more important that you get other heroes to their final ascension than do what we call star hunt. Also, note, do not upgrade from Legendary Plus to Mythic or Mythic Plus unless you can fully ascend the hero. This is for the same reason you don't want to make a hero Legendary before you can make them Legendary Plus. You are at the mercy of RNG, so it goes to reason that if you have a reliable way of obtaining copies, you could jump the gun. However, I still don't recommend it unless you're possibly level blocked, since the increase in strength for those ascensions is pretty marginal. Now you know all you need to start ascending. But wait, there's more. Within Ascended tier heroes, we have Celestials and Hypogeans, also known as Silipogeans in the community. They're very rare and occasionally drop from Noble Tavern summons. You can obtain them via Stargazing, which unlocks once you finish chapter 15, but if you know about it already, then you probably won't be looking at this guide. So we will leave that for later. If you're lucky enough to get some Silipogeans, go ahead and ascend them. There's no real downside to it. However, these Silipogeans ascend a little differently. Let's have a look. Let me just pull up the graphic. I think this was also on the AFK Arena wiki. Ha! There we have it. Another great image to go through. So, from Elite to Elite Plus, it is the same. You just need one copy of itself. Then from Elite Plus to Legendary, you need another Elite Plus copy. Okay, and then from Legendary to Legendary Plus, another Elite Plus copy. And the same from Legendary Plus to Mythic, an Elite Plus copy. From Mythic to Mythic Plus, an Elite Plus copy. But then to go from Mythic Plus to Ascended, you will need 2 Elite Plus copies. It's pretty simple. However, the problem with Silipogeans is their extreme rarity, and stargazing is very diamond intensive, so therefore it's not recommended to pursue early, especially if you're free to play. And finally, we have dimensional heroes. These are pretty simple. You simply link your dimensional with a hero you already have. And it looks a little like this. They will receive the same level of ascension as the hero being used, and in exchange for not having to ascend traditionally, you cannot have the linked hero in the same formation. Honestly, dimensionals are so powerful that this is a very acceptable trade-off. And now finally, we know all we need about ascensions. Good luck, and if you found the video helpful, drop a like. If you have any suggestions or questions, drop them below and I will do my best to get back to you. Take care and peace.
Hush.